guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody is living their best life, and if you aren't, please do something today to put you on the path of living your best life. In today's video, I'm going to take you guys step by step on how I achieve this orange and yellow makeup look, so keep watching. So the first thing I went ahead and did is go ahead and prime my face. The next step is to just shape my eyebrows into how I want it to look. So I'm just using this spoolie, I believe that's what it's called. And I'm just making sure that I'm getting my eyebrows to the shape that I want. And I don't know why in this video at least I did not show in the beginning the products I was using, but all the products will be linked down in the description box below. But I'm basically just filling in the patches of my eyebrows that look a little bit, not necessarily thin, but you know what I'm trying to say. It looks like it needs hair there. So yeah, thin. Anyway, now moving on, and I'm going ahead and I'm putting on some concealer underneath my eyes as well as above my eyes. Watching this video back, I think I'm going to try out something different in the upcoming videos with makeup at least, to see how I like how the makeup turns out, because I feel like it was kind of unnecessary for me to put the concealer in the middle of my eyebrows as well as around all of my eyebrows. And yeah, I just felt like it was a little unnecessary. So in the future videos, or at least in the future when I'm doing my makeup, I'm probably not going to put concealer in my middle area or near my unibrow. So right there, what I did is that I took the same brush that I used for my concealer and I've just smudged it a little bit down. And now I'm going in with a damp beauty blender and I'm just blending everything out so it doesn't look like a floating eyebrow. And then right here, I couldn't get this area with the beauty blender, so I just took that brush that I used for my concealer and I just smudged it across just to get that harsh line out, as you guys could see. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side and just make sure that you're blending your concealer in as well as you possibly can. Going in with some more concealer, and I'm just putting that on the top of my eyelids, or my upper eyelid, and I'm just smoothing that around. And then in a second I'm going to go ahead and take a damp beauty blender and just blend that out. So then I'm working on a pretty even tone, base for my eyeshadow. And I went in again with a second coat of concealer just to make it a little bit lighter so then the colors pop on my eyes. So yeah, and I just go ahead with a beauty blender and I just blend that out. And then using my Take Me Back to Brazil palette, I'm going to be taking this orange color right here, and I'm just going to be putting that on the outer corner of my eyes, and I'm just smoothing that in kind of like a triangle shape on the outside corner of my upper eyelid. And then once I felt like I got a good amount of color on the outside, I just went ahead and brought it in to my inner crease, or my inner corner. And then I took a second coat and I just made sure that I buffed that out on the outer corner as well, and then made sure I bring it in to the middle part of my tear duct. And that's just to make sure that the color is actually building. Then I'm taking my colored Raine palette and I'm going in with this orange color right here. And I'm just going to be placing that on the outside corner of my eye, making sure that I'm blending it out so then I'm able to build color and apply a little bit more coats. So what I'm first doing is that I'm just taking that color and I'm putting it on the outside corner, and then I'm taking it and I'm placing it around my crease, and I'm making sure to do like a little triangle shape as well with this. I got a little bit on the bottom, or I got a little bit of eyeshadow where it wasn't supposed to be, but that's fine. And then I'm just taking another coat and I'm just dabbing it on, making sure that I'm blending it out just to help build the color a little bit more. taking a clean brush and I'm just blending out the edges. And right here I'm attempting another cut crease. If you guys have watched any of my other makeup videos on this channel, at least from the past, I continue to try to do a cut crease and I mess up a little bit, especially on this part right here where I'm trying to just make the little oval shape. And one thing that I've learned now as I'm editing this video is that instead of taking the cut crease or taking the concealer and putting it across my whole bottom lid, I should just make sure that I'm doing like a half moon shape but cutting it off at half. So instead of letting it go all the way to the outside corner of my eyes from corner to corner, I should have just took the concealer from the tear duct area and then stopped at the middle of my eyebrow. You know what that means? In the future video when I'm attempting another cut crease, I'll be able to show you guys, but right now this is just the basis of what I'm doing. And then again with my colored Raine palette, I'm taking that yellow color and right here I'm just dabbing that on with a flat brush. I've noticed that when it comes to doing cut creases or putting eyeshadow on top of a concealed area or on top of concealer, it's best to just dab the eyeshadow on instead of just rubbing it on, because I've noticed that when I rub the eyeshadow on like concealer areas, it just makes the concealer move around where it just creates holes in the area. You don't want that. You just want it to look nice and blended, nice and like not necessarily packed on there, but you want the color to be there. You want the color to show up and pop on your skin. So it's best to just dab the color on with a flat brush when you're doing something similar to this. And then I cleaned off that brush a little bit just so then I'm able to blend out the corners, so then I'm blending it into the orange. And then back with my Take Me Back to Brazil palette, I'm taking this goldish color and I'm just placing that on the tear duct area, and I'm taking that color all the way up to my eyebrows. And then with my Take Me Back to Brazil palette, I'm taking that same goldish color, and I honestly don't know why I decided to put some more eyeshadow on top of there. I think my initial intention is that since the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, that color, it looked a little bit shimmery, so I was hoping that it'll kind of give like a glitter effect, but it really didn't do anything if I'm being honest. I decided to include it in the video though because I did put it on there, but in reality it didn't really do anything. So I'm taking a clear brush, or not a clear brush, a clean brush, and I'm just buffing out the edges where the orange and the yellow meet, just to make sure it looks more blended. So I'm taking this really light face powder, and my intention for this was kind of to use it as like a setting powder. I really don't understand setting powders and everything. I was watching a few videos the other day and I saw people that when they're doing their makeup, they like to set their concealer, set their foundation with powder. I don't really know what that does, but I decided to try it out in this video. As you guys can see, it really just made me look ashy, so I decided to just wipe it off real quick. The only difference I could tell is that it did make my face a little bit less shiny, but again, on top of making it a little less shiny, it made it ashy in my opinion. So I decided to take a clean brush and just brush that off, or brush off as much as I could, just to make it look less ashy. But it was fine. I went in with concealer and I placed that underneath my eyes, and I made sure to go from the inner corner, place a little bit concealer, and then place the rest of the concealer just to clean up those areas where some eyeshadow fell. And then from there I just took a damp beauty blender and I made sure to blend out those areas where the eyeshadow fell, as well as all the way down my nose and a little bit above the outer corner of my lips.
I just needed to see ya, see ya, see ya, see ya, see ya.
And then I went back in with that small brush and that golden eyeshadow, and I just made sure to retouch up that inner corner after I just put concealer a little bit over the bottom parts. And then with my Take Me Back to Brazil palette, I'm taking this orange color and I'm just putting that on the bottom waterline, and I'm making sure to smudge that out across the bottom part of my eyelids.
Too many guys think I'm a concept, or I complete them, or I'm gonna make them alive.
And then I'm taking SmashBox and I'm using this reddish pigment just to make sure that I'm bringing a little bit more life and color back into my face after all that ashy looking powder. So I'm just taking this and I'm putting it right on my cheekbones as well as a little bit below it, just to buff out my face a little bit. And then I'm also taking a little bit, putting it on my nose, a little bit on my cheeks, and then just making sure that I'm just placing it where I feel like it needs to be placed, so then it looks like I'm bringing color back into my face. And then I already placed this lash off camera because it was giving me troubles. You guys already know when it comes to putting on lashes, it's a little bit difficult. But then right on top of the lashes, I'm making sure to just place a little bit of eyeliner just so then it blends a little bit more. And then right here you guys can kind of see how I'm trying to put on this second lash. I tried my best to do as much of it on camera and put it on camera and have it focus and everything, just to show you guys in case you don't know how to put on lashes. But basically what you want to do, you want to first line the lash with your eyelash glue, blow on it so then it's a little bit dry, and then you want to start placing it on the middle part of your eyelash, and then take the little corners and place those on its respective corners. It's easier to just practice and do it over and over again than it is to really explain. Then I'm taking some mascara and I'm going ahead and I'm placing that on my bottom eyelashes as well as the top parts where some of the eyeshadow fell, just to make sure it's a little bit black and it actually blends into the lash. And then I'm taking that eyeliner again and I'm placing it on the bottom line lid or bottom eyelid portion where I put the mascara, just to make it pop a little bit more. And then right here I'm taking this dark brown pencil and I'm just shaping my lips with them. I'm making sure that they just go around all my lips, blending it out as I go. And then I'm also going to draw a little bit of a line on this little crease that I have on my bottom lip, as you guys can see right here. And then I'm making sure that I'm just blending that out. And then I'm going to go ahead with this lip shine that I got from New York & Company. And it's called Tortoise. If you guys can find it online, that would be great. But I'll try my best to leave a link in the description box. If not, it's kind of like this chocolate color. And then I'm taking this pink color that I also got from New York & Company, and I'm just placing it right on the middle of my lips just to add some more dimension. And this is what it turned out looking like. So I know on the camera it doesn't look necessarily orange, but in real life it is an orange pigment, not a red pigment. Alright, so that's the end of today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the post notification bell, so then you're notified every single time that I post. With that being said, I hope everybody lives their best life. Peace, love, and light to you all.